Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the Funimation dub of episode 51 of Dragonball Super. We begin this episode where we last left off. Bulma has revealed the time machine that Cell used to get to the main timeline to everyone who's currently at Capsule Corporation. We find out that Bulma obtained the time machine from Future Trunks just before he returned to his own timeline at the end of the Cell saga because she wanted to study it. And thanks to Future Bulma's notebook, Bulma has a way to figure out how to repair the time machine so that they can use it to get to Future Trunks' timeline. Goku goes off to find someone to train with, and Vegeta goes to the gravity room to train so that they can both be prepared to help Future Trunks when they join him on his trip back to his timeline. We then cut to the alternate timeline where we see Goku Black is memorizing Goku's fighting style when he fought Goku in the previous episode, and he decides that he needs to find a way to fight Goku again because he believes that studying Goku's fighting style will be the best way to make him stronger so that he can fulfill his objectives. Back in the main timeline, Bulma's parents have returned home from a trip of some kind, and Dr. Briefs agrees to help Bulma repair the time machine. Bulma also wants the Pilaf gang to help out, and she also requests Piccolo and Krillin to clean up the yard. When Future Trunks hears Mai's name, he pieces together that this Mai is the alternate timeline counterpart of Future Mai, and he proceeds to tell both his alternate timeline counterpart, Present Trunks, and Mai about Future Mai and how she was the leader of the remaining members of humanity. They formed a resistance against Goku Black. Of course, Future Trunks does not know that Future Mai is still alive, even though we, the audience, found out at the end of the previous episode. During Future Trunks' flashbacks of when the Resistance challenged Goku Black, we do get to hear a little bit more about Goku Black's motives. He claims that he considers mortals to be the only mistake of the gods, and he claims he's in a position to claim this because he's observed existence from a higher perspective, as he puts it. And he believes that destroying all mortals will bring existence to a utopia of some kind. When Goku returns after trying to find someone to train with, he suggests that Future Trunks get some rest so that he'll be prepared for when they do return to his timeline, and Future Trunks agrees to do so. Beerus and Whis are talking to each other about how they recognized Goku Black's energy signature. They both say that they felt that energy signature before, and they decide that they should investigate it. And then Beerus questions if it's dinner time yet, and that's how we end the episode. So, this episode, I don't know if I would call it I don't think I would call it a breather episode necessarily, but it still felt like an episode that was trying to unwind after the events of the previous episode. And I can understand why they did that. I mean, they probably wanted to, keep things light a little before they get back to the intense situation. And that makes sense. There was definitely a lot of humorous moments in this episode, and I thought it was okay to have those humorous moments. I mean, the Dragon Ball franchise did start off as a humor-based franchise after all, with some adventure thrown in there too, of course, but you get what I'm trying to say, I'm sure. And Yeah, I thought they were some pretty funny moments. I kind of like how Krillin and Piccolo are sort of like they're formed a duo of sorts for this particular saga so far. And Piccolo did make a comment about how they should think of the artwork like training, like they did with the lettuce. Yeah, harvesting the lettuce a few episodes earlier. So I did get a good laugh out of that. And we did get to hear a little bit more about Future Trunks and Future Mai's dynamic with one another, and I thought that was a good idea. They expanded upon that, and we got to hear about how the remaining humans in Future Trunks' timeline have formed a resistance. And like I said, we did get to hear a little bit more about Goku Black's motivation. And again, if you're going in without having seen the spoilers, this is your first time going in, that helps to provide some more clues about how Goku Black came to exist in the first place. And it's been interesting to see how my relatives who aren't aware of what's going on, they haven't seen the spoilers. This is their first time watching, so it's interesting to see what they piece together with the clues they've been receiving as they watch this saga episode by episode. And otherwise, yeah, there isn't really a whole lot else to talk about for this episode. It definitely felt like they were taking things easy after the intense situation that happened in the previous episode, and I can understand why they did that. And otherwise, yeah, that's about it for the recap and thoughts for the Funimation dub of episode 51 of Dragon Ball Super. Take care, and until next time.